situation. You guys made contact with the voice, and it said that things were difficult now. Raul's got a level of exhaustion. It's just ability checks.
So what you're saying is we have a chance.
Yeah. All right, guys. What are you gonna do?
Well, after Exodus informed me that Raul's in trouble, but also that Tivik is in trouble. I'll let him know that I just picked up a new spell called Sending that can let me contact him in the morning. We can let him know that we're aware and that that we can look for him to see if he has any plans. I just need to I just need to sleep tonight to be able to prepare it in the morning. I was actually gonna talk to you, William, and I've totally forgot because it's been a busy time. Before this, I say this. Wouldn't it make sense that I have this spell prepared after studying it? But if you don't think so, then it's totally fine. I was just wondering if I could, since I literally just studied this spell for 6 hours, do you think I could cast it now?
Well, you can only have so many spells prepared, so.
Yeah, I was thinking that like essentially I would unprepare another spell and prepare sending because usually I study my spells for 20 minutes in the morning and then I just spent 6 hours writing this one down. But I totally
considering how that makes sense, and the alternative is just making you take a nap. Sure.
All right, cool. I totally didn't mean to ask that, but I'm just gonna unprepare. Let's see. That one. Boop boop. Okay, so instead, I'm gonna put my throw my I'm gonna be like massaging my temples, and then I'm gonna slam the book I'm reading shut. Um, and anybody who cares, it's a or is sending. It's and just a book on like some uh basic to mid level evocation. I don't know if any of you would know what that means, but that's what it says on the title. And I said, "All right, I have a spell that I've just been learning, thanks to Raul for helping me find it. That can help me contact Fibic, or may help me contact Fibic. I understand that they might have magical wars against this or whatever, but it's our best bet on finding out if he's okay and what's going on. Um, the thing is, it's limited to 25 words. So, what do we want to tell him and ask him? He can respond also with 25 words. He might not know that, though, so be prepared for blabber for no reason.
Basically, sending a telepathic telegram. If you want a phone call, you need a level 8 spell, I think.
Mm-hmm. So, Steve-O in particular, because you know him the best, and you were kind of you were with him before he left. As though I'm going to put it politely, you were in charge of keeping him out of trouble, but I'm not going to say that. You were with him before he left.
Arv wouldn't actually even be here yet at this moment.
He says, "All right." So I guess in that case, you would actually just say to Steve and Raul to Exodus and Raul. All right, what do we want? What do we want to tell him? And then she gets out like a quill and a parchment and gets ready to write.
Ready to rumble.
With us, Curtis?
Yeah. Wait, did you guys say something to me?
We're about to.
Oh yeah, I was waiting.
I guess the first thing, are you safe?
You.
Is there anything else? Just are you safe?
Oh, there's gonna be more.
Yeah.
Since it's a 25-word message and Jane actually has time to prepare it, she's gonna like write a very concise message. And so Raoul and Exodus and Jane are just planning that out before we send it to Fibic.
Second thing could be, can you escape?
Let's see. Are you today? Escape possible. It's okay. So if not location, all right.
Depending on if he has a plan or not, that will change our plans. If he can escape, that'd make it easier for us to help him rather than going in there and taking on everyone.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry. Well, sorry. What did you say, Raoul? I was counting. Hmm, I'll say Exodus informed of capture. Of capture. I'll say right. I'll say I was planning on talk to Farin or whatever his face was. I'm very. What was that?
Farin.
Yep. Hey, I'm good at this. Far end tomorrow. Maybe I can see what he says about that. Um. Jeff will just kind of glance up at Raoul and say, She won't even say anything. But you definitely catch a kind of side glance, like, "Oh my gosh, what did you do?" Talking to Warren tomorrow. We'll see if release possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We got 4 words. And then I'll kind of glance up. I'll glance up and say, if Farin says it's not possible, are we going to go in and get him, or are we going to let this play out as it is?
So for the message, like it's like is it 25 words between the two of you?
No, it's 25 words each.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Also understand that it's 25 words maximum. If you send a shorter message, you don't get refunded on the extra words.
That's why I'm writing this down. As soon as Raoul mentions the justice system, I'm like, Raoul, we are in a city of thieves.
Basically,
Don't expect the justice system to do him any good.
And from the information I got, either he's going to be best case scenario is he's in a dungeon forever. Worst case, killed.
And
And even worse, expelled.
Expelled from a city. That would be. Jane says, "How sure are we can convince Tempura to change course? Because I'm sure if we can, we'll be able to release to get Exodus released without incident. But if you think we need him to convince her, then we'll want to go after him first." Jane sits for a second and thinks, "We'll probably have a better time if we don't try to free him, but he can also be convincing, and that might be the extra intrigue or the extra talking we need." I was going to say charisma, but that seems kind of meta.
Charisma.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
no, right now we can't just leave him in there because we don't know what his fate's going to be.
Then Jin nods and says, "All right, so I'll let him know that we will try to we'll try to rescue him if we can't get Farin to free him." Let's see. Jane, because I'm currently doing this, is currently counting the words, and then she's going to kind of ignoring you, but not directly. She's just like, "Here's what I've got. 5, 6, 7. Are you safe? Escape possible? If not, location. Exodus informed of capture. Exodus informed. Sorry, I got to start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exodus informed of capture. Talking to Farin tomorrow. We'll see if release possible. We'll attempt rescue otherwise." And then she glances up at Exodus and Raoul expectantly. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
From the study that I've been doing, it should only arrive to him.
Jane, go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
All right.
Advantage because you've been studying it recently.
2 plus 9 are on a double 1 coming up.
Jane, there is only one creature that you know of that can intercept telepathic communication, and that is a flump. Kind of a floating jellyfish thing that lives
I
in
know
the
Flump.
Underdark.
We met a Flump.
We met a flump. Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
guys
did
met a
meet
flump.
briefly.
I
But
didn't meet a
yeah,
flump.
they can intercept telepathy, but it's otherwise not known to be possible. But you know, archwizards be tricky.
I will look Raoul in the eye, or I guess I don't need to be blunt about it. But I'll say, as far as I'm aware, there's only one creature that can intercept this, and that'd be a flump. I wouldn't put it past Archwizard after what we've seen to find a way to do it, but it is not normal.
Well, if you think that last sentence is worth the risk, then I think that's fine.
I think that's fine.
But I do think that's a risk, and he's gonna point at the last sentence.
We'll attempt rescue of otherwise.
Harvard's back, by the way.
Wait, what is the name of the vampire guy again?
Alias. I'll write it in the chat.
Okay.
Pronounce it Paelius, but there may be other ways.
It's gonna nod and say it is risky, but like Exodus said, we can't leave him there to an unknown fate that may happen sooner than we expect. The only reason I'm not going after him today is because you look exhausted, Raul, and I would like to have better spells prepared to be able to save a friend.
He's gonna say, what if you say, we'll help either way? It's a little more vague, a little easier to talk out of.
Dang.
Okay.
You know what I just remembered, William?
Huh?
Nox had a level 9 dispel scroll on him.
Yeah.
Feels bad. Anyway.
Jane actually nods and says, Raul, that is actually a great idea because our impulsive friend may go around telling everybody in the dungeon that a rescue is on the way. And then we won't just be dealing with an extraction of a single halfling, but an entire criminal organization for all we know. That he'll be convinced is the good guys through, I don't know, his intuition, his gut, and his gut got him in there in the first place, so maybe not.
He's gonna laugh and say, I'm not always an idiot. Believe it or not.
All right, and then she writes this down, and then reads it out, and she reads it out to Arv, and she sees Arv, and she says, Arv, we're contacting Fibic now. He's apparently been captured by Paelius. This is the message we're sending. What do you think? And then she reads this out loud to everybody.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So, she, well, I guess there's not much else. She kind of like holds her spell book in her hand, and she start. And you hear this message. You don't actually. I guess you don't actually hear the. Oh, it is verbal. She says some words, and Fibic, in your mind, you hear Jane's voice, and you recognize it as Jane's voice pretty clearly. Are you safe? Escape possible? If not, location? Exodus informed of capture. Talking to Farin tomorrow. We'll see if release possible. We'll help either way.
Okay. Let me type out my response. 25 words. Hold on. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
I almost feel like making you roll an Arcana check to see whether Fibic would know he's only got 25 words.
Well,
but
he's
that would
not. That's why
that would just be extra cruel. So we'll see where this goes.
What I'm gonna do is he's writing the message, but it's gonna be cut off at the end because he doesn't know.
You can have that Arcana check. Sure.
Sure. I will do an Arcana check. I actually hope I kind of fail.
It's more fun if you fail, but
yeah.
DC 13.
Well, let's go.
Well,
This is why you
we all
don't dump
died.
intelligence, non-wizards.
Whoa! We got other
see the
stats we gotta be using, okay?
there's an entire average intelligence between my score and his score. There is 10 points. I get +9 to Arcana. He gets -1. That's not just like an average person to tell. That's a 10-point difference. That's
Stupid.
Stupid.
That's a 2-digit IQ right there.
I kind of love that he has a below average intelligence, so it's really hilarious.
That's actually the difference between somebody who actually does not have an intelligence score. They start out at -5, and somebody who has like somebody who has a 20 in their score. That's hilarious.
Okay, here's the message you hear back.
Hey guys.
Wasted 2 words on "Hey guys."
Oh
Yeah.
man.
So
And then it
you
cuts off at
guys,
the end.
yeah, you guys see Jane's face her eyes kind of go wide for a second,
Oh.
and then she just face palms as the message ends, and then
And
she's going to
Exodus
say
is
out
going
loud,
to say, "What did we do wrong?"
Is this bad?
Oh no.
So, yeah. So Jane actually does say this out loud because technically only I hear this message at first, and so she says, "All right, here's what he said. Hey guys, yeah, I'm safe." She rolls her eyes here. I'm able to escape. Tempura is coming to meet me directly in prison, so everything works out perfectly. I met.
Where I was gonna say, I
And,
told you to
he
tell him
wasted
how
his-
many words he had.
You did
Exodus.
not.
Exodus is banging his
I
head
did.
against the table.
I actually don't remember if you said that, but
It is gonna save this
did.
mission in the end. You just wait.
Now, Jane, you can cast the spell again if you've got a spell slot for it.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can theoretically cast it 6 more times. I look at everybody and I say, "Do we want to find out what he was gonna say?"
Will it make a difference
Yes.
to what we're doing?
Just let him know he only has 25 words, and to answer the previous questions.
Can he count to 25?
Well, okay, so he did.
I hope he can count.
About what time is it at this point?
It is. Gosh, I really need to write this down, but there's always so much else to do.
We've been here like 4 hours.
Even if you just give me a general time of day, Jane's trying to judge if she can cast this a second sending spell without worry because she's used. I guess this is the only spell slot she's used all day, but
It's heading towards dusk. I'll go ahead and say 5 p.m.
okay. Jane's gonna say if we need to contact him again, I'll let him know of the 25 word limit. Do you guys want me to confirm the information he sent, or because
Yeah, I would
Jane-
like to know when Tempora would be meeting him.
okay. Jane now just says, that's fair. Maybe we can coincide our other meetings. And so she kind of flips, or below the note she wrote earlier, she says, she'll say, understood. No.
Don't worry about it. I'm just teasing.
No, understood. I'll say, I'll pause and say, no. No rescue incoming. When are you meeting Tempura?
And what did he do
1,
to get in there?
2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. She'll kind of glance up and say, "That's probably something we can ask him afterwards. Because that's not going to change what we do out here. The issue is he's in prison."
But in prison for what? Because if he killed someone, that might be a little bit harder to get him out the easy way. If there is an easy way here, which I highly doubt.
Let's just say, first ask Exodus, because he seemed to know a little bit about the punishment he was going to receive, so maybe he'll know about what the crime was.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Raul is saying I should ask why Fibik is in prison. I don't want to waste words on that because I only get 25 of them. And I feel like we can ask him afterwards. And I said, and plus, Exodus might know why he was in prison because or at least Exodus knew the punishment, so maybe he knows why Fibik was in prison.
Well, I think I did mention that before, but yeah, breaking into the is it the guardhouse or what's it called? Breaking into that area, yeah, just isn't a good idea.
No, it's not a good idea.
I'm sorry, guys. I failed to stop him. It's my fault.
Yeah, it was your fault for missing that one day.
Man, miss one day, you cause so much chaos.
You meeting Tempura? Temepura? Wow, maybe I can spell. She nods and says, I guess, okay, he was caught for trespassing, so hopefully no punishment will be death. The
punishment
Yes,
is regrettably death.
Oh, and the punishment I was mentioning was for normal trespassing, by the way. Oh yeah, there's that to consider.
All right. She says, understood. No no rescue incoming. When are you being tempura? Responded 25 words. I'm putting that at the end. When are you beating tempura? She looks back up at the three of them and says, "What else would we like to know? I've got about 11 more words before we to ask him or inform of plans."
He said he met someone. Maybe knowing who that is would be important. Let's see. So how can I do this? When are you meeting Tempura? Who did you meet? Last message cut off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And then she kind of looks up and says, if we don't need to ask or inform of anything, I will include in this message, please stay safe.
Those nods.
All right. Here is the message. Here is the message. Fibik hears in his head.
Are you, Curtis? You want me to switch back to the prison map, or is it not important?
It's not important.
They're not important.
Got him. Hello. How are you doing, ma'am? Oop.
Little boopity bop.
Boop my cat snoot.
Would Fibic know that Arcanon is a sorcerer?
Oh, I thought you only
He,
gave him
he never
spells.
said that, and he hasn't gotten a very good look at his face other than the one time he peeked over.
But I know his name's Arcanon, right? He did introduce himself or not? I don't remember.
He did.
Okay.
Know that he's a tiefling, and you played cards with him, and he worships a goddess you've never heard of before. Seems
Goddess
a little
of luck.
confused.
Goddess of luck that isn't the goddess of luck.
More.
Timora rather than Tyche, current goddess of luck.
More is the cooler one. It's probably the same thing.
There's some lore there, but I'm not going to get into it. I'm a spoil sport like that.
Okay, 1, 2,
Cole has
3,
had a
4,
very
5.
long day.
Oop.
Raul. Just thinking of all that's gone down in the past 24 hours. Sorry, 48 hours.
And he didn't even get to sleep.
What was the other item that Arcanon gave? It was locked. It was like thieves' tools and what else? Or
Gave you a set of thieves' tools. He also gave you a chime of opening, which he explained to you is a magical item that you can point at a lock and use up one of its 10 chimes,
Oh no.
and the lock will unlock.
Oh no. Oh.
It's unclear how he smuggled that in when they took all
Yeah.
of your stuff.
Prison wallet.
When I started in college, I was texting, and that was before my family had subscribed to unlimited texting. And yeah,
You're using the send spell.
that's basically here.
That is what Fibic says back.
Yeah.
After a moment of silence, you guys just see Jane's eyes grow wide. She writes down Fibic's response. And she doesn't even read it out loud because it's so horrifying. She just writes down Fibic's response and puts her head in her hands.
Oh, good.
Raul's gonna stand up straight and say, "That's not good." What?
Arv's gonna say, you should try to relax. What we're gonna do next will need calm.
Is he being like a
He's kind of
jerk,
being an
or,
asshole. Yeah.
he's just gonna like not
He
exactly
kind of like says it
glare,
like deadpan.
he'll like shoot a glare / surprised look and then turn back to Jane and ignore Arv.
I was casting
Wait,
a spell, so I missed that. But
Don't worry, guys. Everything's fine. Let Fibic be the hero once again.
Fibic's gonna die.
Yeah, good thing you got Arcanon to play.
Honestly, I'd play Arcanon if Fibic died for sure. Arcanon's sick.
Sick.
I don't want Fibic to die.
Arcanon
he's
is
all-
level. Arcanon is level 15 at least.
The more the
Well,
merrier.
maybe the wibbly wobbly timey wimey's kind of messed up his levels.
No,
a
no,
little
no,
bit.
no, no, no. No, I
Arcanon
don't
was
want
born
to.
level
I
15.
don't want to play anyone else but Pivot right now because I'm so close to level 10.
Too bad.
Well, that may not
Don't
be
worry,
up to you.
We'll resurrect
No,
you.
it's up to me. It's
We'll
up to
find
me.
some
It's
I
up
backup
guess
to
it is up
Burgess.
to you, but
You should have
I-
thought about that before you died.
I am the DM here, so it's up to me.
Well, Rao's gonna wave his hand in front of Jane and say, "Well, what did he say?"
She just points. She physically wrote this down. She was writing it down basically as he said it as quickly as she could because forgetting stuff is unfortunate. So she's just going to tap on her paper and says, "This was his response."
Read it real quick.
You gave me a lot. She just reads out loud. She doesn't read it out super out loud, but she kind of whispers, "He gave me lockpicks. I've got a great plan." And she just sinks lower into her seat and says, "Everybody, make your peace with Fibic. I don't know if we're going to see him again. I don't want to talk to. I want to give Farin some time. I wasn't going to talk to him until tomorrow. So."
Well,
No,
where's the
Don't do
jailkeeper? I'll go talk to him.
Do it.
no.
Actually, maybe I don't know if I should talk to anyone.
No, don't do it.
William, I can't remember. Did Exodus find out where the location of the dungeon is?
I don't think you did. No.
Crap.
Oh, right, you did make a roll for it. You understand that it's probably somewhere in the vicinity of the guardhouse. As far as you can tell, the guardhouse is only 1 story tall, so it makes sense it'd be underneath. However, magical city, maybe portals. Could be in a lot of different places. It's likely even more strongly guarded than the upper floor.
Well, why don't we go over there before he decides to use those lockpicks?
Hey, don't ruin Fivic's plan.
My plan.
Like Fibic can do that himself.
Exactly.
And we'll just get caught up in the whirlwind while we're there.
You know, you should do your own.
Well, it's not like we can wait outside. I did that before, and look what happened.
Oh, also, Exodus brought Hephaestus with him, so he's here.
Jane's gonna say, "Well, I've used 2 for me middle level spells. I've got roughly 70. I've got roughly 80% of my magical energy left. Obviously, it would be best for me to do it tomorrow. But if you guys think we need to go and find him tonight, it's probably I should still be useful."
I'm not gonna be useful much at all. I haven't slept.
I can't stealth.
I can cast
So
the same stealth spell as I did before. Yes, did they?
teleport.
Everybody go ahead and roll insight.
Oh.
Up to you, Curtis.
Wait, and me? You said me as well?
Except you.
Oh, well, he cut out a little bit for me.
He did for me as well.
I mentioned this to Steve-O. I'm literally coming to you guys from a barn.
What?
Hey!
My son is sleeping in the trailer, so I'm coming to you from the barn that's nearby.
It's very beautifully themed for D&D.
Well, it's very nice and quiet in the barn.
Yeah, well, eat my dust, guys. I got 21.
I might do this more regularly if it works out, which so far it has.
He's actually very good. I would
Though I'm
say.
using my. Am I using my phone? Oh. Guess the internet's good today. Go ahead and turn that off then.
The four
Okay,
responsible ones have rolled insight.
Right, so
18,
everyone rolled
18,
big.
21, 14.
If Fibbit got caught in the guardhouse, then they've probably amped up security. So if you're planning on going in, it's going to be considerably more difficult.
Well, we could talk to people. Raoul does not support breaking him out. He thinks that's a stupid idea.
I was gonna say I don't think we should break him out.
Just talking to people.
I don't think Tempera's gonna kill him. Maybe maim and torture, but not kill.
Raoul's gonna say that's arguably worse, but
Well, at least he'll be alive when we get there.
well, arguably worse.
He got himself into this mess.
True, but he won't leave one of us behind.
Yeah. Arva's going to kind of reiterate that we're walking on eggshells here.
Walking on sunshine.
Walking on eggshells.
Well, if we are in a city of thieves, thieves like a good deal, right? So if we can
Yes,
figure
they
out
do.
what they want to trade for Fibic.
Thieves do not like a good deal.
Thieves like a good deal for themselves.
Thieves like to think that they took something from you that you were not wanting them to take.
Arva's going to say, yes, but thieves rarely trade. They usually just take when they can, and we're not really in the position to be asking for things. If I played a bard, there would be fourth wall breaks and references every time I cast a spell.
Raoul's gonna say, so you just want to do nothing for the entire night?
Jane's going to say, I would like to have better spells prepared. You need rest, she says, looking at Raoul, before we do anything. And I want to talk to Farin tomorrow and see if I can talk to him about the political stances in the city and specifically about talking to Tempura about aiding us in our quest. So I hope he's I hope he's ready for a good discussion. So I'm not doing anything tonight. No, I am resting for tomorrow. And I am preparing for hopefully to be a convincing person.
All he's gonna tell you is that he loves this city. I already talked to him.
And she nods and says, "Well, then maybe I can use that."
Yeah, maybe. Raoul's gonna look at Exodus and say, well, what are you gonna do? You're gonna leave him there all night?
Talking to me?
Exodus.
I don't know. I don't. It's not like we can rush in there. We're just going to get all of us killed then.
Not if we're just talking.
Talking's nice, but I believe it'll only make things worse.
Mm.
They could, if they find out that we knew Fibic was going in there, they may accuse us of a crime and lock us up.
I guess that makes sense. Rao's very conflicted, but he's gonna say fine. Well, then I'm gonna go to sleep. I'll be in the cobalt dirt hole if you need me. Need anything else before I leave?
When and where do we want to meet up tomorrow?
That's a good point.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Dane says, I plan on coming here. This is where Farun was today, so I'm planning on coming to this library tomorrow. If you guys want to meet me here, that would be fine. But that is my plan. She's packing up books, by the way, and getting ready to return books to bookshelves and all that.
Oh,
All right, then I guess we'll meet here tomorrow morning. What time it is now, but whatever will allow us to get back to our back to the inns and then get like the full rest.
While packing up, William, is Jane aware of the spell enhance ability?
I could just say yes because I know your Arcana is through the roof. Let me check if it's on. Go ahead and roll Arcana.
If you've
check
seen
something
me,
out.
I've used it before. I think in view of people.
Well, for whatever happens, here's my Arcana check. Unless it's a 1, then I didn't make this. You know how that goes, right?
Yeah, you know the spell.
I'm gonna look towards my the 3.
Stooges.
Are all 3 of you charisma based? No, wisdom, charisma. I'm gonna look towards you guys and say, do any of you know the spell enhance ability?
Yes.
When I'm talking to, I want to talk to Farin tomorrow and have
Oh.
I don't mind giving myself a slight edge to see if I can convince him of things.
When you mention what it's for, Rao's gonna say, well, I was planning on being out of view when that conversation happened, but, yeah, I can help you.
I don't think you need to be in view. You just need to cast it on me, don't you? I'm not.
It lasts for
Let's just say, I guess I'm not. She says, I guess I'm not exactly familiar with how it works. I haven't added that one to my spell book yet. But if one of you can cast it on me, I would be greatly appreciative.
I have to concentrate on it, but it can last for an hour.
And she'll ask, is there a range limit on it? Do I need to stay within a certain range of you?
No, as long as we take care of it.
William, I have a question.
No, no distance.
With the guidance cantrip, if I cast it on a creature, does it just save it for its next ability check, or is it only up to 1 minute in the future? Because it says concentration up to a minute is the duration, but I'm not sure exactly how that would work with that specific spell.
I do remember the guidance is like scary powerful.
It is very powerful.
Actually,
And
nerfed
I have yet to use
in
it yet.
5.5.
Hmm.
But Once before the spell ends, a target can roll a d4.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
generally in battle, it's the most useful.
it's an ability check. So it's actually most useful out of battle.
Well,
I mean,
it's got to
unless
be
there's a
used real
really
quick,
important
I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of
cantrip,
those
so you're
things
gonna
that
be
has to be
spamming
within a
it.
minute.
Yeah. All right, just checking.
Jay nods to Terrell and says, "If you can cast that on me just before I come in here, I don't even know if he'll be in here tomorrow, but I understand for some reason you don't want to see Farin. Fine by me. Whatever. Everybody has their own issues, but I would like just the extra little bit of help that I can get.
Yeah, I'll meet you outside the door.
Thank you. I will actually really appreciate that." And she starts, and then just as if that's the end of the conversation, she starts moving away and putting books back on bookshelves. And she had a lot. She had a good amount of books that she had.
Ra will help with the books.
Arf just leaves abruptly again. He did this before. Before he came back, he also just left abruptly without saying anything. Yeet. Unless somebody speaks to me or stops me, I'm gone.
No, I'm not.
Also, I'm not.
I have a splinter in my fingertips.
While Raul is putting the books away, he's gonna see Exodus is still standing there, and he's gonna,
For that, Exodus is going to say, "Wait, Jane, maybe you can use this and give the charm of Salune."
Ooh! Ooh!
Sorry, that's not an item you can give.
Oh, it is.
Oh.
Okay.
It's a blessing on your body,
Oh.
not an actual item.
Well, never mind.
Generous though.
Thanks for the thought, Steve. Oh, sorry, I was putting waffles in the toaster.
Idiot.
Well, I have some fine wine. Perhaps that could help.
Oh,
That will that'll boost your confidence real well.
confidence.
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 I don't like the implication of that. I am not going on a date with this guy.
Confidence.
uh,
You sound
Right,
insecure
so-
of your sexuality.
Oh, forget my thing. What is Raul going to say to Exodus?
he's gonna say, just in case things
Didn't mean to do that. Ignore that.
go poorly tomorrow. I haven't had time to mention this, but and he's like super awkward, tripping over his words, and he's gonna look at
Are you
Jane,
tripping?
just decide to talk anyway, and say he's gonna put an arm across his chest and like dip a bow a little bit and say, earlier in the desert, I hope you know that I would never attack an ally willingly.
Kind of averts his gaze and says, I know. I still haven't forgiven you yet, but I know you're trying your best to make up for it. All we can do now is just move forward. But don't worry, Raul. I believe we'll accomplish our mission.
He'll come out of his bow and nod a little and awkwardly play with the book, and I don't know if Jane has any books left, but he's he's gonna leave. I'll see you guys in the morning.
Jane has finished putting books back, and she comes back to Exodus and sees that he's the only one left, and says, "Oh, Arvin, Raoul left already."
Yeah, they're already gone.
He nods and says, "It is getting late. Would have been fun to explore this magical city for a night, but I suppose they've got bigger things on their mind."
Yeah. Well, you try to get some sleep. Hopefully, um, hopefully after a good night's sleep, we'll think of we'll think of something to do tomorrow.
Then nods and says, "Hopefully, we'll see how this. Well, we'll see how things go." She'll, I guess, she'll head out too.
Right, and Exodus will go up to Hephaestus and say, "Come on, little guy." Um,
You got babysitting duty.
Babysitting
Yeah.
duty.
calls to Uncle Exodus. How's
Wait.
Hephaestus looking?
Oh, wait. If Arcanon meets younger Hephaestus when he knew about. Oh, wait. He knows about old Hephaestus.
I mean, it's not necessarily the same dragon.
No, it's the same.
If this campaign ends because of a time paradox and everyone just
Yeah.
dies,
The entire existence.
Oh no.
Season three of Umbrella Academy has been pretty good so far since I've been watching it. So
all right. Oh, Arv
oh
is
my
not
gosh, I'm
there.
5.
Arv's not right there. He's just not next to Ro.
Okay. Raul, you're going to bed?
Yeah, he's gonna sleep in the dirt place because he feels better there.
He's poor.
Actually, I got money now. Actually, maybe I don't
Oh,
really
okay,
want.
then you can.
What's the one that's a step above the kobold place? Because I don't really want to get mugged in my sleep.
I think that one's 3 silvers a day.
Okay, I'll go there.
Okay.
I will amend what I said to I'm not sleeping in the kobold place. I'm going to that one. The 3 silver one.
Jane, are you going to sleep?
Yes. And sorry, I was preparing because the original reason I got this spell. But yes, she's heading. She heads back to the inn to where she was.
You guys were going to
This.
the Fancy Pants Inn. So that'll be 10 whole. Is it 10 gold? Oh, nope, just 4.
Oh.
All right. I will remove that. Uh, I was looking for something in my notes, but
Can I stop at a store on the way home? On the way to an inn?
Or
I want to see if there's a pet store or a component store around here that has bats, like some window shopping for those stores. So I would make my way through the market district on the way back.
Wow,
Yeah.
it didn't do that right. Whatever. I was supposed to send all two. I didn't know I could do two different types of messages in one.
yeah, it's because if you separate them, it counts it as two. This happened to me
That's
several times.
that's very weird. But okay. Now everybody knows the sending spell to my brother. I was just going to keep that private because nobody else would have known. But that's the message. Go
Oh,
us.
that's so
When it happens to me, I
sweet.
just hope that everybody ignores it.
Uh,
Anyway, Exodus, are you going to sleep?
First, I guess need to find a meal for Festus, and then yeah, go to sleep.
Okay. If you've got rations, that'll work fine.
I do. Yeah, I'll use rations.
Okay. Everyone else should also expend a ration, if that's a big deal.
Unless you have good berries, of course. Don't mind if I do.
Unless you gotta shop for your rations.
If you just want to eat nothing but good berries for the rest of your life.
Don't mind if I do.
Sweet.
Sweet berries. Wampus berries.
Wampus berries. Oh.
You're telling me the 4 gold a night doesn't even include a meal? Fine, I'll remove the ration too.
I gotta AFK for like 5 minutes. I'll
Idiot.
be right back. 5-minute break.
That's fine. Okay, to
Spider-Man
answer
3
your
won't die?
question, Roll. No, nobody's selling pet bats. However, after an hour or so of searching on the inner market rings, you do find a pet shop that has cats and dogs.
Oh. Oh.
Sussy.
That's really that's really degenerate. Oh, Beckham.
Dogs. You know, dogs are a delicacy, man.
Oh. Man. Is there is there like a
We'll also say that they sell snakes and feeder mice for those snakes.
okay. Feel less bad about the mice. They're probably comparable size to the bats. There's no component shop selling bats either, right?
No.
Okay.
They do spell bat guano, but apparently they don't have a hard time collecting it. If you want, you could ask them where they get it.
Uh, uh, yeah, I'm gonna ask where they get it before
Alright.
I buy some mice.
Alright, the shopkeeper looks you over, wondering if you're trying to, maybe cut them out of a sale. So go ahead and roll a charisma check. Persuasion, we could say.
Persuasion. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, why would he tell you when he could just sell you the bat guano himself?
Alright. Doesn't seem to. He shrugs his shoulders and says, "There's a big colony of them on the underside of the city. As I make some trade with some kobolds for it. The way I see it, doing business with them is just one way to stay in their good graces and keep them out of my stocks." Got a big colony of them down there for just that purpose.
On the
Fireball
underside of the
spell,
city.
you know?
What do they do? Just climb down there?
Great news, everyone!
They got nets?
Brendan might have millions of dollars.
Wow. Wow, that's nice.
Yeah. As soon as he figures out how to convert his 44 billion coins.
I'm accepting donations.
Was the guy, like, annoyed that I was asking him that?
Initially, he was a little suspicious, but he figured, nah, it's just bat poop.
Okay. He'll say, do they, so that they get the bats live? Do you, listen, I just need some bats, so.
As well, it's pretty hard to get bat guano out of a dead one.
Yeah.
Although, I never tried.
Me neither.
He says, yeah, they're live.
Would you exchange information on where they're at for some coin? You're a shopkeep. I don't expect you to give me things for free.
Says, sure, I'll take a gold piece.
Whole gold piece. Do they got a lot of bats? You think they'd trade me for bats? 'Cause I don't know if that information's worth a whole gold piece if they're only gonna give me one bat, you know?
He says that with them, they love to barter. As if you've got something shiny, they'll probably take it off your hands. As in, they've got tons of bats down there, so they wouldn't mind parting with a few. Are you wearing your mask?
No.
No. As, looking for one as a pet, huh? I guess that's, one of your kin, I guess.
Not exactly. But, yeah, here. Give him a gold coin. Where can I find them?
Alright. Yeah, he says that it's at the very tail end of the city.
Oh.
He holds up an apple or something. He says, if we're up here, pointing towards the top, and the place you're going for is right here, and he points at the exact bottom center of the apple, where it, splits apart at the bottom.
Oh boy.
He says, it's probably pretty hard for someone your size to get down there, though. He says, I bet, though, if you just find any random kobold and ask them about it, they can get you what you need. Probably by tomorrow.
I guess I'll talk to the,
Faster if you pay him well.
well, those innkeepers up in that dirt hole of an inn. Maybe I'll talk to them.
Alright.
Alright, give him a salute. I'm gonna stop at the pet store and get some mice on the way out. how much for 10 mice?
Oh boy. Mm,
Or rats?
we'll say that 1 mouse is a single copper, so 10 copper or
Okay.
1 silver.
Yeah, I'm gonna not barter. I just want the mice.
All
Would they
right.
give them to me in
1
like a
silver isn't
container?
too rich for your blood, huh?
Okay, I'm back.
I'm back.
What'd you say, William?
I was joking. I said that 1 silver isn't too rich for your blood this time.
No, I got money. I sold some poison.
Got my money now.
Arv helped me out.
I'm on schizophrenia.
Do they give them to me in like a bag or like a box?
Yeah, just pretty much a sack.
Great. This is so disgusting. Okay, then I'm gonna go with all my stuff and go to the inn and buy a room and do my thing.
Okay. Um. All right.
I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on myself first.
My stomach be hurting. I'll be back.
Alright.
Okay. I guess we're going back to Fivik.
Ah, 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 ah. The hero.
Sure. Okay, Fivik, Tempora hasn't arrived yet. Paelius isn't here. It's just you and the weird tiefling and a skeleton guard and a crabby lady in the cell to your north. Maybe other people? You don't know.
Oh, I want to talk to that. I want to have him knock on the wall of the crabby lady.
He was not receptive before. How do you want to rouse her attention?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say I'm just gonna say uh I still don't know your name. As I'm knocking on the wall.
Alright, go ahead and roll charisma.
The greatest of Vivek checks.
I like how people who dump charisma are still trying these big important checks. Anyway, she says that she only gives her name, or she doesn't give her name to fools.
Vivek's gonna
Tell her
say,
she's a fool for being in prison.
and for being a girl.
Yeah.
Being a girl in prison, doubly so.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say I was gonna say I think that's a good policy. So can you tell me your name?
And she doesn't respond, though. You do hear a little soft grumbling.
I'm gonna say, well, I'm Pivot. And I'm gonna say, can you at least tell me why you're in here?
She says, guard, and the skeleton stands up. It
And I'm gonna
approaches your
say,
cell.
what was that?
Approaches your cell, the skeletal guard. It takes out a bone, like a tibia, not its own, and strikes it back and forth along the bars, making some clanging noise. It waits for your response.
I'm gonna say I'm just gonna say I don't get it.
Alright. It's going to return to its desk here and pick up a small crossbow.
Oh no, I can't.
I get it. Is
It
it?
raises the crossbow as if to fire, and waits for your response.
I'm gonna put my hands up. I'm say, okay, I won't talk to her. I won't talk to her.
No.
And then I'm gonna um I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna say hey Arcanon, you down for any more card games?
As always, down for card games. As I don't have anything else to trade you. If you want to give me your dessert, you still can.
um
He says,
oh
you can
what?
swap stories if you like.
Felix says I would enjoy that.
Alright.
Is the skeleton still aiming a crossbow at me?
Oh, it stopped when you did and has returned to its
Okay.
desk where it sits motionless.
Okay. Um. So, uh, I'm just gonna say, so where do you come from?
He says, actually, I don't know where he comes from originally, but says, well, says, you are in luck in more ways than one, as you're sharing a cell block with one of the great heroes of whole Sword Coast. And he says, I was part of the group that defeated the Cult of the Dragon. You could say I'm their leader, even. You've never heard of the Cult of the Dragon, I think.
And I'm gonna say, wow, what were they? Local bandits? And I'm gonna say, before I let them kind of answer, I'm gonna say, I've fought off a dragon myself.
Says, fought off a dragon and never heard of the Cult of the Dragon. Wow. Says, I'll have you know that they nearly destroyed the world, were not for me and my followers.
Um, I'm just gonna say, um, uh, how did such a hero end up in this prison cell?
He says, well, let you know. When I cast magic, it's sometimes things can get a little crazy. As
Oh, sorry.
my followers and I were fighting in battle against a worthy foe. Said, and I thought that I'd cast a mighty spell, a mighty whirlwind, toss the enemies aside. When I did, I felt the magical energy piling up. This happens pretty often. This time I felt it pile up not just once, not just twice, but 3 times. The magic went insanely wild. And the next thing I knew, I and my followers were scattered to I don't know where. That is far away, though. The gods here are all strange, and nobody knows anything except for me.
Um,
That I wound up on the streets of this city, and when they didn't recognize me, they brought me here. 'Cause it's all right though. It'll give me some time to figure out my situation.
I'm gonna say, are you able to cast spells right now, or I'm gonna say like uh um while stuck in this cell?
So correct me if I'm wrong about this. But he says, well, normally I need the help of a little talisman. I've got a little coin that helps me cast my spells. He says, they took it from me when they put me in here, but I was able to get some things back with a little trick.
What was that last thing you said?
With a little trick.
Um, and I'm gonna say, you wouldn't happen to be able to say, uh, create illusions of other people, can you?
I don't know, Curtis, can he?
Let me go check. Actually, let me go look at his sheet. Let me go way back. Let's see what spells I gave him.
Turned.
Welcome back.
He returned. This one. Arcanon, Arcanon, Arcanon. Um. Mm, uh, hold on. Well, crap. Well, unfortunately, he does not have uh he can make illusions of himself.
He says, well, not of other people. That's more Quorum's deal.
Um, I was gonna say, uh, I have no idea who that is, but um, uh, he's going to say, um, he's gonna say, well, maybe second best thing. Uh, can you make someone go to sleep? Which he can. He can. He has that spell.
As I can if it serves me.
Um. Um. If it was gonna say, all right, well, let's. Um. He says, would you be willing to cast a spell? Um, uh, it when the time is right for me.
Go ahead and roll persuasion. Maybe I'll let you tell me if you succeed.
Oh, Pipic's persuasion's pretty good. Reroll, reroll, reroll.
Oh, you must.
Steve-O.
You
Reroll.
failed to persuade yourself.
Hey, not broken character, balanced character.
All right, Curtis, I'm upset with you.
Why
You don't have to know why, but
He says, well, maybe Lady Luck is on your side. Says, if you've got a plan, then I'm willing to help a little. Something about you just makes me think you're a cool guy.
Oh my god.
We say, you know what? I think you're a cool guy too. Um. All right. Would I recognize what kind of skeleton this is?
What kind of creature it came from?
Yeah.
I remember you getting a high roll on skeletons the other day. It looks like it's a human.
Okay.
Definitely not one of the shorter races.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
have you guys just given up on your secret conversation?
Me? Yes.
Yeah.
Um. Uh.
It's not really a secret. It would have been out loud anyway.
Right. Um. I'm gonna say. I was gonna say. Uh. You know what, Arcanon? If you're interested, uh, we could maybe use a man like you in our group after all this. I'm gonna say we're also trying to save the world.
Go ahead and roll persuasion again.
Let's go.
He says, well, and he strokes his beard, walks back and forth a little.
And Pimmy's gonna say, "You'll get to meet." Yeah, he's gonna say, "You're gonna get to meet my best buddy, a real life dragon."
He says, well, I've had quite a lot of dragons. But if he's friends with
Yes.
you, he must be a pretty cool guy. He says, tell you what, I'm gonna let fate decide.
Hey.
Takes, takes out a gold coin from his pocket. And he flips it. And you hear him flip several times. As, well, I just flipped this coin to see whether to help you or not, and it landed on heads 5 times in a row.
Whoa! Holy crap!
So I think that might be a message from my lady.
Um.
Says that he will not put his life at risk, but he will give what help he can otherwise. Says at least until the wind blows me elsewhere. There? Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry, am I cutting out?
No. I'm just trying to think.
Okay.
Um. Um. And yeah, I'm gonna say yeah, I'm just gonna say always good to have, you know, a kind of a new friend. Um and then I'm gonna say I've got a plan for us to get out of here though.
It sounds pretty ambitious.
Um and uh and I'm gonna say yes, but believe me, I'm very good with plans.
Oh, kill me.
William Markinol, this is dangerous.
Oh.
Maybe I'll get Curtis to kill two
Oh,
of
wow.
his characters at once.
Curse, are you going to cause like a team player kill on both campaigns?
It may be.
This whole campaign has just been a long con to punish Curtis for that thing with Corum's girlfriend.
Your mom's
Go
girlfriend.
ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay. I'll do it. Do a perception. I'll do it. Come on. Come on.
Dumb and blind.
It isn't until they're about at the gate, but you hear people approaching. And first one up is Alias. Has returned. He says, "This way, my lady."
Oh no. Oh no.
And steps in Lady Tempera.
Vivek's gonna kind of bow a little bit and say, and is gonna say, it's a pleasure to meet you again, Lady Tempera.
Roll deception or persuasion, I guess.
Deception, because it wasn't a pleasure the first time either.
Yeah, you ugly Tempera.
I'm not trying to deceive her. I'm really trying to be polite so that she doesn't kill me.
Okay, well, in that case, go ahead and roll persuasion.
Persuasion being please don't kill me.
Well,
Please don't kill me. I'm cute
Okay.
and little.
She turns to Peleus and she says, "See, he says it's a pleasure. These jail cells aren't small enough. It's not how our prisoners are supposed to feel." He says, "My apologies, my lady. I'm sure we will make many changes to the guardhouse after this debacle." He says, "I'll see that you do." Turns her attention to Fivik. She says, "Explain to me in 1 minute or less why I shouldn't turn you to dust."
Vivik's gonna say, um, Vivik's gonna say, uh, just say, you, he's gonna say, my lady, you know, I have, uh, talents. He says fact that I'm, that I was able to reach this city, that I was able to make my way this far into this prison, despite getting caught. He says you could use someone like me.
She says, "Oh, I'm sure. Peleus here might turn you into one of his men." Says, "We've got many, many uses. What we don't have uses for are people who work against our own interests."
Um, and uh, Fidwick's gonna say, um, Fidwick's gonna say, uh,
She says, "Make me some promises, Vivek, and make them good ones."
um,
Carefully,
uh,
what are you going to do for me?
and okay, Fidwick's gonna say, hold on, let me look for this one thing. Uh, Hold on. Let me find this thing out real quick. Give me a second. Um, and Phil's gonna say, uh, um, Phil's gonna say that that uh, I know how to, um, he says I know how to fix your supply problem, and in a way that I think you'd be very pleased at.
Says, "Go on."
And Phil's gonna say, are you familiar with uh Halavar and his universal pantograph?
He says, "Oh, that old legend." As the
Um, what
pursuit
do you?
of generations of fools, fools begetting fools. Says,
Okay, go
"Greatest
on.
treasure in the world," some say. I don't suppose you have it in your bag.
Um, and uh, And Fivik says, I do not have it with me, but uh, I can, I can, uh, I'm can help lead you to its location.
As you know where it is.
Um, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say, uh, I'm gonna say, I'm uh, I'm quite a fan of games. You see, um, I'm gonna say, uh, uh, I'm gonna say that, um, let's, I for being a city of thieves, I'm sure you enjoy a good uh gamble. Um, I'm gonna say if I can escape from this prison in the next 24 hours, um, then um, uh, then you uh, uh, then you will agree to listen to um, and work with my team to help us in our endeavors against the other arch wizards. However, if I can't escape within the next 24 hours, then not only will I show you the location of the pantograph, but you can keep me in prison for however long you desire.
As I could do all that already. As you might know that your mind is not the closed box you think it is. Any
Um,
any secret in its crevice is mine to read.
and I'm going to
As for
say,
your imprisonment here, hmm,
I'm gonna say, oh, so
that
go
is
on, go
also
on.
sure.
Um, I'm gonna say, um, I'm also going to say, I'm gonna say, I don't think it'll be that easy. You see, I have um, a very, very uh, powerful
Particular set of
wizard that
skills.
wizard, very, very powerful wizard friend that uh, um, who is actually the one that sent us on the mission here. Um, who is able to keep that those part of my memories from uh, being exploited.
Well,
Oh,
I could always try. After all, I have an eternity to crack that box.
um, all right. I am uh I'm Viv just gonna say that uh Viv is gonna say Uh, I'm just gonna say, perhaps that's true, but uh, you're running out of time to find it first.
All right. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Beep, 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 beep.
A persuasion check, you said?
Yeah,
Okay.
most important check of your life. You have
Okay.
you have -1.
All right. Persuasion. Do I have inspiration? I do not have inspiration. Um Oh, what do I have? Um All right, here we go. Whew! The most important check of my life. Everyone give me your strength. Give me your belief.
No
Spit on
belief.
it.
Super
No
belief.
belief.
I
in
can't
him.
go
Curtis,
put
I
up.
do not believe in you.
This
Okay.
poor man. This poor man still think belief
Yes.
works.
I'm
For the
gonna give you
campaign.
this.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna give you this though. Arcanon is sitting there, and he's going to bend luck in your favor.
I forgot he could do that.
So, go ahead and add 1d4. I mean,
Yeah. All right. All right.
Still
All
no belief.
right.
No way you'll get above a 3, Curtis. You've been
Impossible.
rolling
That's the
so
rules.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay.
Beep, 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 beep.
Hey, not
Hey!
Beep,
Okay.
Ah, yes. Biff Bean.
15.
alright, so that's a 15. And Tempera looks at you, and she says, I think not.
Got it.
She's going to turn to Paelius and say, do it. I'll inspect him in the morning.
Kill him. Do it.
And with that, she's going to stride out of the room.
Gonna do a little sucky sucky. A little bit of that.
Excuse me?
Paelius pulls out a wand. He's going to open fire with it.
What?
It is a wand of magic missiles, and he is
Oh,
going to
no.
keep shooting you with it until you are very low on health.
Okay.
Are you going to do anything to fight back against him?
Just cry.
Um. Uh.
There's not really a whole lot you can do.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like get on my as I'm groaning and getting on my knees. I'm just gonna be like, I'm trying to help you.
All right, when you're very weak, he's going to stop shooting you with the magic missiles. He's going to say, oh, you will. With great speed, he flies forward. The cage doors open, and he sinks his teeth into your neck.
Oh!
Oh.
And everything goes. And everything goes dark.
Oh,
Alright.
Fibic. Oh, Fibic. Oh.
Oh.
All right.
Stupid.
Okay. Arv, they pass. Sorry. After you do. Oh, could you just join me in the Whisper Cat?
Sure.
Be faster.
Are you ready to become one with the blood?
Maybe.
Fibic. Don't worry, I'll introduce you to my bat dealer.
Mm.
Oh, that was fast.
All right. That was fast. All right, guys. It's morning.
Woo! Good thing we all made it through the night and nothing bad happened to anybody.
Nothing bad at all. Good job, guys.
I sure am ready to go save Fibic today, alive and well.
Definitely alive. Not even touched.
You
Yeah,
said three,
So much as
full
a
three
health.
copper?
scratch.
Not a hair harmed.
Not a hair.
Exodus Hephaestus looks up to you, and he is eager to return to his master.
His very alive master, who has nothing wrong with him whatsoever.
No diseases from dirty people's teeth. Nothing at all going on.
Sis looks down, says, "Don't worry, we'll rescue Fibic soon." He goes to try to pet Hephaestus. So we'll see how that goes.
Go ahead and roll animal handling.
Hey!
He lets you give him some scritches under the ears.
Screeches.
All right.
It's my dragon now.
All right. Is the group going together, or what are you doing?
If everyone's going at like the crack of dawn as soon as they wake up, Raoul might be a little bit late.
I mean, I'm going there as soon as I wake up.
Where are we going?
Back to the
Library is where we were going to meet up.
Oh.
'Cause I want to talk to Farin.
What time did we wake up?
I don't
Sweetie
know. What
Belle?
time did you wake up?
Morning.
Well, what time did we go to sleep?
Night.
Oh.
You got a long rest in.
We also definitely we left the library probably just before dusk, so it wasn't late. Other than that, I don't know how lazy Arv is. When did you wake up, TM?
When did I wake up? I'm gonna chill at the inn for a little bit. Arv's gonna tell his roommate to go on ahead without him and continue being sussy.
Roommate?
Yeah.
What you mean?
Oh yeah, Arv came back to the Kobold Inn and went to
I
sleep.
wasn't there.
Oh. Okay. Arv never arrived at the library.
Something.
Doing something else? Okay. So it's Jane and Exodus and Raoul and Hephaestus?
I believe so.
I might be a little late to the library, depending on what I just sent you.
Right. Yeah, you can go ahead and arrive.
Okay.
Hey, William.
Mm-hmm.
I'm preparing my spells for the day after the long rest. I didn't know if something was going to happen tonight, so I didn't. But the optional stuff added with I'm not even sure
Process?
exactly when. Yeah, but it says I have some cantrip formulas. How do we want to handle that? Do I have to go and search out cantrips? Do I just know some extra ones? What's going on with that?
Oh.
What's up with that?
Let me pull that out. I don't know what that is off the top of my head, but I'll take a look at it.
Basically, it's a way for wizards to switch out cantrips.
Yeah. Does it say anything like you know all of them or something?
It actually says you have scribed a set of arcane formulas in your spellbook that you can use to formulate a cantrip in your mind. So it doesn't even say that you inscribed the cantrips, just the formulas. What? Whenever you finish a long rest and consult those formulas in your spellbook, you can replace one wizard cantrip you know with another cantrip from the wizard spell list.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It sounds like all wizards. Yeah, it just means that you know all of the wizard cantrips. Which is fine. You just have to prepare a certain number depending on your stats. So yeah, any cantrip from the whole wizard spell list.
Okay, there was one that I was looking at the other day, but I need to double check. Okay, it's Tasha's. Perfect. No, that's not it. Oh, it is on there already. Okay, perfect. And then I'm just preparing some spells real quick, making sure I've got the right ones. And we are good. Okay. Sorry. I should have been doing that earlier. I just didn't know if we were going to get a long rest. Because sometimes, and this is completely unfocused at anybody, but sometimes they don't get long rests because stupid stuff happens for no reason.
Yeah, like being a vampire.
That could
Like
be
being a vampire.
connected to every single person except for Jane.
Hey, I've
Jade likes
I've
to
rested.
sleep.
Okay. The only time I was exhausted is when I broke my ankles on a mountain multiple times.
I rested today. Thank you very much. No exhaustion.
Well, I'm rusty.
All right, Raoul. Give me some of that good magic, and I'm gonna go see if Farin's in this library.
Give me some sugar.
You want to see if he's in there first? Take a peek. And come back out?
You know what? Sure. Spell slots. I know how valuable spell slots are.
Yeah.
You know, you could just sit around for a while and recover some, but I guess you're just not good enough for that. I'm not actually going to
Facts.
say that, but
Facts.
sure. I would like to
Does
take a
not
peek.
know girls, okay?
Well, you smell funny.
Jane will take a peek into the library to see if she can see if Farin is there.
Yeah, he's sitting at his desk.
Oh, he's done with his little tantrum. That's good.
Cool.
Good job, Farin.
He's in there.
Wow.
Gonna shift his shoulders a little and say, great. It'll last an hour, and
Cool. Cast something to make me more convincing.
more convincing.
Convince Ray.
I was gonna say, do you mind if I touch your shoulder?
Not at all. You weirdo. No.
Let's see. More convincing.
Hey, cat, stop messing up the window.
Convincing. Eagle Splendor. Zoom.
You.
Alright. He casts a spell on you, and suddenly you feel wittier. And old jokes that you'd forgotten return to your mind. And
You just
feel a little
burst
bit
out laughing.
bubblier somehow.
Or I was gonna say, don't forget to mention if it comes up, you think that it's a good idea. If you think he'd give you my free question. If not, then just forget about it.
Jane's gonna laugh and say, we'll see how things go.
Yeah, I'll be outside. Right here.
And then I'm going to walk into the library and walk up to Farin.
Alright, he's there at the sitting at the big desk.
Here am I. Here's my piece. Woo!
He notices your approach. Gives you a smile. I guess I'd wondered when we'd have some one-on-one.
Wink.
Wink.
He says that among your group, it was clear that you were the most studious.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Jane laughs and says, "Yeah, I needed a day to get used to this place, and I also took advantage of this wonderful library you've curated here."
He
He's
says,
immediately turned off because you said library.
he says, yes, the freest library in the world, I think. He says, and those universities and colleges on the surface, they restrict the best to the best, as they call them, but not here. Says, here, the students pursue whatever they please. Says, what is your branch of magic, if I may ask?
Duration, actually. Portals, making stuff for free. No, she just
Puts
says,
his hand on the
she actually says, conjuration. Specifically, I focus on summoning, but I do enjoy the teleportation spells as well.
He puts his hand on his chest and he says, what a coincidence. He says, that's my branch as well.
Oh, besties! Let's go!
What a coincidence.
Jane laughs and says, "Well, I might have an interesting proposition for you later. Then, but first, I want to talk a little bit."
He says, I'm all ears.
All right. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking for some information that you've written me in the past and seeing if I can find it. Search. Okay. And so first she says, "I understand you traded information, um, which I am more than willing to freely give. I'm going to ask a bunch of questions. Forgive me, I am curious. But if you need payment or have any questions of your own, just let me know because honestly, I feel we are both to gain from this."
Says, oh, I heartily agree. Says, I've been meaning to speak with a scholar from the outside for some time. Says, and this is the best opportunity I've ever had in that regard.
Jane smiles and says, "Well, it's fascinating to see the information you've all gathered here as well. So I'm going to cut right to the point. Why did
Sorry,
you
it's breaking up a
guys?
little bit.
Oh, sorry. Let me check something really quick.
Breaking up
I think it's
a
William.
little bit.
Oh, William, it might be
Back
you. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. And if any of the stuff I asked was mentioned earlier, just let me know because I wasn't here for the session that we all got here. So. Um. Uh. Rune and capture us. Uh. Oh.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay, so checking notes because I'm questioning things. Uh, uh, she she's going to say her first question is, so why did you come down and capture us? Your hidden city has been gone for hundreds of years. Surely 5 people wandering around grasping at straws in the desert couldn't have actually threatened you. So there must be something more behind it.
Right. He says, well, I'd consider that a moderate secret. He says, if I can ask my question.
They nods.
Hmm. What does he want to know? He'll ask you, what brought you to that blasted desert anyway?
They thinks for a moment on how best to word this, and she says, uh, "Truthfully, searching for this desert. I suppose you want a better. Searching for the city. I suppose you want a better answer than that. But suffice to say that our patron, who I personally know little of, other than that he or she is a wizard, had interest in doubloons dealings, and so did we. So we figured the best place we would search for it would be out in the desert, where close to where it had vanished.
Uh, he strokes his beard and he says, ah, a wizard, you say? That's valuable indeed.
Mm-hmm.
He says, well, we knew that you were looking for us, and we knew that you had generally the right area. Says, this is closer than anyone has come in decades. Says, but truth be told, there was another group recently who did the same thing. Says, uh, we captured them, and they caused trouble for us. Wisdom in the Lady Tempera that we captured you as well so that we could control the chaos. Says, I don't know how well we've done in that respect, but I'm certainly glad we did.
Jane laughs and says, "Well, I suppose that is smart. Two groups coming after the same city in I don't know how long, but in such a short amount of time, after decades of nothing, has got to be that is definitely suspicious. So I understand now. That actually does help clear things up. That also helps me understand why all of you are a little bit on guard. It seemed that way during the meeting. Um, then she says, "I suppose you want to know why specifically we were seeking the city. I don't know if the other group told you, and I don't much care why they were looking for it, but okay, I'm trying to think about how to word this. But James basically going to say, as I understand it, you are part of the group here in Doubloon that feels that Doubloon should remain skybound for the foreseeable future, correct?
Says, yes, that's right. Freely known. I won't charge for it.
She nods and says, just verifying. With all of the splendor that the city has to offer, I wanted to make sure that my memory still served. And then she says, "This I do freely offer for because it would be coming out eventually anyway. Uh, our group seeks to convince you and your lady either to uh, either abstain from the coming conflict or join us." And
As
she says, "Oh, just at the end, she says, I personally don't really much care which. I suppose I wouldn't mind fighting alongside these these many wizards and rogues." She puts it politely, but she says, "But truth be told, either way, I am fine with the outcome. I just feel like you should know this."
says, I understand. Says, well, if you'd like to know more about that, I think it'll cost you a little something.
Mm. Jane nods and says, "Do you have any specific questions, or is this something I need to offer?"
Says, yes. Jane, why do you support your patron's cause? I mean, you personally.
She's going to pause for a minute, and then she's going to say, "Well, this," and then she stops and says, "Okay, okay, wait, I'm trying to think of the gravity of this. Uh, why do I support the patron's cause? I suppose, without revealing too much, because this seems like a small question. She says, I suppose the reason I find myself supporting it is because I feel it is good. Is it just? I am unsure. The cause of my patron has is as far as I know is something that should go against me. He doesn't like the way that the she'll volunteer this. I guess no. Wait, crap. This is a good question because this gets more information out of me than I expected. But she would still say this. She says, "I suppose I support the cause of my patron because I know it is good." Um, there is I'll put it this way: there's a voice telling me that complying with these requests is a strong force for good in the world.
Says, one who speaks to many voices. He'll ask, if I may addend another question, do you often speak with voices from above?
She chuckles and says, not often enough, as it would happen. There's a cleric in our party who's trying to convince me to speak to voices below, but I do my best to follow the good path.
Jurgal is not a voice below. How rude.
Excuse me, where is Steve-O's brother's soul right now? Where is Exodus's brother's soul right now?
Whoa. Let's not conflate these two things together, okay?
It doesn't sound like he was in eternal purgatory or in a good spot.
Oh, I've conflated before.
No.
Oh,
I hate you.
Alright.
Don't mention my name either, fool.
Oh, I didn't.
Says, well, I'm learning more about you all the time. He says, well, let me tell you why I support the Skybound cause. He says, well, it's plain and simple. We don't really have a choice. To do anything else is suicide. I wasn't born when it happened. But I understood that this city and everyone on it was almost destroyed by Lord Karsus. Says, I wish I could have met him. Madman as he was, they say he is the strongest wizard to ever exist. Says, I have no reason to believe that if our city was revealed again, that the Empire would do anything different than destroy us once more. Says, whatever cause there is to support out there, it's not worth that. I hope that you and your friends wouldn't think so. If you support the cause of good, you should care of the safety of the city. Rogues as you may be.
Jane nods and says, actually, that is one of the reasons we're here. I did not know that Lord Karsus threatened this city. I suppose I can find the research here in the histories of this library, but do you mind explaining just a little bit what happened? What happened?
Says, oh, I'll save you some time. Well, as you know, this city is renowned as the center of the greatest criminal empire in all of history. Says, for many centuries, people poured out from this city to do all manner of theft and crime through every part of the empire, bringing in massive treasure. Eventually, Emperor Iolaum couldn't tolerate it anymore, and 101 years ago, he declared war on this enclave and sent Lord Karsus to destroy it. As far as the Netherese know, Lord Karsus was approaching and was about to cast a spell when suddenly, poof, and he makes a little gesture with his hands, like he's doing a show. Says, we disappeared. They don't know what happened, but we do.
We disappeared.
The Lady Tempera activated a new effect on our Mythaler and turned the entire city deeply invisible. The whole city unable to be seen by the eye and unable to be found by divination magic. Lord Karsus, in his vanity, supposed he destroyed it. But, as in many things, he was wrong. He's giving a big smile and he says, this is our greatest pride. To have found true freedom. He says, and as long as we remain hidden, that freedom will remain ours.
A city that
this is
faked
something
its
the
death.
landbound don't understand. they would walk back into chains. Sure, things up here aren't perfect, but at least we're alive and at least we're free. That is our history.
Jane smiles and says, "That is a proud history, to be sure. Convincing one of the greatest minds that he succeeded, only to have in reality succeeded yourself is truly noteworthy. Is truly it is truly fantastic." And then she's gonna get serious and say, "What if this city is no longer safe?"
He says, "We've survived all this time with no threats." Says, "Even the Farum haven't bothered us here. What threats are there?"
Jane's going to say, "I have an important piece of information that will strongly, or that, sorry, let me say, let's not upsell this too much. She's going to say, um, I'm going to offer a valuable piece of information here. I would appreciate if you reciprocate with something equally valuable, but for me, it's hard to judge quite what this is." And she's actually going to reach into her mind by casting, let me see, encode thoughts.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the more obscure cantrips, so I'll look it up.
Yep.
Pinball bots. I like how I have a cantrip that is literally not, it doesn't do anything. It's called Mind Query.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
It's
Jane.
homebrew.
Oh,
Swap
is it
out.
homebrew?
Yeah.
You should swap it out for something else.
I'm not sure how to do that.
All right, so go ahead and
Don't worry.
describe
I'll help you
what
after.
do. I've got it in front of you.
Okay, so Jane's going to pull to cast encode thoughts and say, "Here is a memory, circa about how long ago was the party? A week? A couple days?
It was
Oh,
my
Because
I need to
after
write
the
that
party,
down too. I'm actually
after the
working on
party-
an entire summary of the campaign, but we'll say it's
close
about a
to
week.
yeah.
yeah. So she said, she should say about a week ago. My party and I were invited to attend a party, thrown by that one arch wizard lady who Jane definitely remembers the name of because she's a celebrity, but I am a tired man who does not.
Lady Polaris.
Lady Polaris, that's right. And she says we are invited to attend a party by Lady Polaris herself. Another an archwizard who also specializes in conjuration. The party was fine. It was fun. However, at that party was none other than Lord Crassus himself, and he displayed something at that party that completely changes the fabric of what or she let me think that I as I understand it changes how powerful magic can be, and she's going to pull from her thoughts using encode thoughts the memory of Crassus using the new regent to cast that spell on the servant and turn her into that mask before she exploded.
Right.
And then after like pulling that memory out and it's floating in front of her, she kind of nudges it towards towards Farron, so it floats towards her. And she says, "This was on what was on display there."
All right. He looks at the memory, the encoded memory. Go ahead and roll an insight check and also a persuasion check.
All right. Insight is 20 plus 5. Insight. Night Arv. Okay, and 30, 20. Then the persuasion. This is why I had persuasion be the
Oh, good.
Thank you for advantage.
Hey, yay!
Wow.
Look what planning does for us.
Yay! Good job, Jane, the smart one.
Civic's a smart one too.
And my cleric stuff is actually useful.
You're dead.
I'm not dead. I'm
No,
undead.
undead, yeah. There's a difference, guys.
I'm gonna want to address that before we part. Anyway, yeah. So somebody take a screenshot of that and put it in the quote board. But okay. From your insight roll, you can tell that Farin wants this badly.
Wants to be able to do
And-
that. See these greedy wizards? Kill them all. We don't need these guys' help.
Yeah, I guess that. Sorry, go.
You feel from looking at him that he wants this badly enough that he might take it from you. However, you also notice, along with your masterful persuasion, magically enchanted, that he will not actually do it. Instead, he's going to offer you something of his own. All right. He looks around, and he casts the same spell that you just did on himself. And he says, "Here is what I think you're looking for." Says, "You must be very careful what you do with this." Says, "If the information you're trading me is as valuable as you say," says, "this is the only thing I can think of that is worth the same." All right. He puts out
Appreciate
one
your
hand
honesty.
with his. He puts out one hand that has his strip in it, and the other is open to receive yours. And it's clear he wants to take and receive at the same time.
That is fair. I will grab mine and hand it to him and receive the one that he's handed out.
All right. I'll send you a message that has the information you've learned in it. So then you can use that. However, when Farin gets your information and when he takes it, he jolts up from his chair, stands up, and looks terrified. And he lets out a kind of a manly scream, which draws the attention of everybody in the library. It takes him a second before he can regain his composure. He looks at you with wide eyes, and then he says, "Excuse me," and disappears in teleportation.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, and I'll tell you, you can take the memory he gave you now, or you can save to look at it later. You don't have to decide right now because I'm going to step over to Fivik.
All right.
Bibic. The master himself?
Yeah. Do I want to use this map? No, I'll describe it to you in words. Okay, Fivik. When next you stir into consciousness, it is very dark and very cold, and you feel that there's a great weight pressing down on your whole body. You stir a little bit, and you find that this weight around you crumbles a bit before your strength.
Ooh.
You feel a thirst, and you start to claw your way through this weight, and you find that it's dirt. And then you break through to the surface to find Paelius waiting there for you with a great smile. And he says, welcome to the world of our kind, Spawn.
Oh no.
You feel in your mouth that you now have fangs.
And this could be like, am I a vampire?
He's such an idiot.
And he says, that and more. He says, stand at attention. You feel, whether or not you would, your heels click together and you stand straight before him.
So can I control my speech and not my actions? Is that how it works?
You can do, he gives you commands and you must obey them. Outside of the commands, you can do as you please unless he's forbidden it from you. There's also something else. I'm going to whisper it to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So it's really just for you to react to this change.
I was gonna say, how long will this last?
He says, until the last vampire crumbles to dust. Go ahead and roll a religion check.
Okay.
Sounds about as much as you know about it. So you can neither confirm nor deny what he said.
I'm just gonna say, is there any way I can get out of this punishment?
He says, oh, you don't have to worry about that. He says, you do my bidding now, and you'll stay this way as long as I command. Tell me, yes, master.
I guess I would say yes, master.
All right. So Fibic has become a vampire spawn.
Oh, we gonna
it'll be
kill
up
you, Paelius. Guys.
Please kill this
Guys.
man.
Now, Curtis, it's up to you whether how you want to handle this. If you want to continue playing as Fibic, I'm going to have Paelius give you a command that will allow you to continue adventuring. Otherwise, you can play a temporary character or a permanent one. So that's up to you. You don't have to give me an answer right away, but
Yeah.
just telling you that. It's a rather significant consequence, I know. But you have options for what you want to do with it.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna still play as Fibic. I'm so close to level 10. That's when I feel it gets super fun for him. So.
All right. In that case, I'll send you a message with some changes that will be made to your character sheet. You've
Okay.
got some, but you have some rather strong bonuses, but also a significant number of curses.
Yes.
One of which is that you are now undead. But we'll get to that. We'll see what Raoul thinks. And we'll play again next week.
Well, can we quickly go to the whisper chat, actually?
Sure.
While everyone departs, then.
Okay.
I just want some clarity on some things.
Okay.
Anyway, everyone take care.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, see ya.
Well, that was fun.